All right, just to reiterate, when we're dealing with these systems of inequalities, you're going to have one equation. Let's say if I had this equation over here, remember you told me that this one was a slope-intercept, and because it's less than, you see that it's already there, and it's going to be dotted. All right, when you graph it, it's going to be dotted. Then you'll have a second equation. It could be a total different equation. It could be in point-slope form. It could be in y-intercept form. But make sure that you are reading the inequality sign on it. This here had a greater than or less than. This one here would be a more solid shape. The answer to both, we're looking for the one that has the answers to both. Here in the yellow with the slope intercept, everything on this Venn diagram, everything in the yellow that you see here satisfies this equation. It does not satisfy that one in the pink. Everything in the pink that you see that satisfy, the numbers that fall on this side, will satisfy that equation in the pink, but don't satisfy those in the yellow. The ones that we're looking for, the ones that's in the middle, that satisfy both equations. Whatever number that falls here in the shaded area that overlaps, where both equations overlaps, are the answers that we're looking for that satisfies both equations. Don't forget, when we go to graphing, if it's a y-axis and it's greater than, you shade up. Even if it's the y-axis and if it's less than, you shading down. X-axis, we shade to the right for greater numbers, shade to the left for less than numbers. Take a paper. I gave everybody a paper, a graphing paper to follow along to. But here, you can take this one and do this along with me. The first set of notes, or the first four we'll do together. Use the colored pencils I gave to separate the two. Stop bullying, Talia. Trying to bully me. All right, look at the paper that you got. We'll do these first four together, and then I'm gonna give y'all another 40 for you all to try. What in the world? Bro. Like bro. All right, y'all paper look like mine, right?
Yes.
Yeah? All right. Now, let me see who's paying attention in the notes. Remember, I'm going to flash back real quick for you so you can see real quick before we get the nonsense started. Remember, if the inequality sign is just regular, straight up, less than, greater than, less than, the line is going to be a dotted line. If it's greater than, less than, or equal to, or greater than or equal to, it's going to be a solid line. I'm highlighting that for a purpose because we are looking at your first question here. Looking at number 1. Can somebody tell me in number 1? Hello? What kind of line? Let's take a look at number 1. And I say, to keep everything organized so you can understand it and don't be confused. Hello? 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 I would color coordinate everything. So I'm going to do this first equation. This first line that you're going to see with this equation here, we're going to do it in blue, man. All right? So, the first question that I got for you is, what kind of line is this one here going to be in the blue? Is it going to be solid or is it going to be dotted?
Solid.
Solid. Because of the inequality sign. Greater than, less than. Can somebody read this equation to me correctly first? What does it say? Take a shot.
Y is
what?
Minus or equal than.
Well, not minus. Give me the correct word. Begins with an L.
Less than.
Yeah.
Less than or equal than 5/2x minus 2.
Yeah, we know it's less than because anytime the Pac-Man always eats the numbers that's greater. So if it's opposite, it's less than. Very good. So we got a solid line. We already know I have beat us to death darn near. It's like with all first and second quarter, we talked about slope intercept, point slope intercept. So we should know this is slope intercept form, is it not? Is this slope intercept form?
Yes.
Yes. What do you know about slope intercept form? I circle this number. This tells me where. That's my what?
Y.
That's my Y, right? That's my y-intercept, correct? It's also where? I always put here in parentheses where we what? This is where we start.
Yeah.
All right? So the first dot is going to be on the y-intercept at what number? Go ahead and put a dot on your paper. You can put it in blue. I would, so you can see that this line relates to this equation. Color coordinator so you don't get them mixed up. Now, the y-intercept tells me where to start. What's this number here?
X.
That's my what?
The x-intercept.
5/2 is my what? This is the slope. Thank you, Diana. And the slope tells us what? The top number tells us how much we're going.
You're gonna rise up.
You're going up 5 and
go right.
right how many?
2.
Bet. So from here, from this dot, I'm going up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And over 2. 1, 2. Dot. Go ahead and connect them lines. Now, let's go back real quick. That's how your line should look a little bit. Hold on, let me go back. A better straighter line than that. Close enough. Now I'm gonna go back to the notes again real quick. What does the note say about the y-axis? If the letter is what? If it's what? Yeah, if it's what?
If it's less, shade down.
If it's less, shade down, and if it's greater, we what? Shade up. So, we already said, Hiro said this was y what? You said this was y is what? Less than. So, all of these from this line, this solid line, I am shading where? Down. Shade down. So you coloring, don't, listen y'all, I know some of y'all had troubles in kindergarten. Don't shade outside the line. You can't go above that blue line. X is limit. So just like we were saying, in the Venn diagram, if you look here, right? Going back to the notes real quick. Remember we was using that Venn diagram? Everything in this yellow slope intercept form, all of the numbers that fall in this shade, these are the numbers that work for that equation. So if you look here, back to your example, all of these numbers here in blue, all of these numbers here in blue work for just this top equation. Come on, Mayor, it's the only way you're gonna get this, man. You gotta practice it, man. It's the only way you're gonna get it. So that means all of these numbers from 1 to x, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way out way will work here. Will negative 2 on the x-axis, will negative 2 work for this equation? Huh? Will negative 2 work for this equation? Will negative 2 work for this equation on the x-axis? No, because it's not in the shaded area. What about will negative 3 on the y-axis work for this equation? Yes, because it falls in the shaded area. What about negative 7 on the x-axis? Will negative 7 on the x-axis work for this equation? No, because negative 7 on the x-axis is somewhere over here. It doesn't work, it's on the outside. What about the number 7? Would 7 work? On the x-axis, 7 will work. What about 7 on the y-axis? No, it's outside. 7 on the y-axis is up here. What about negative 7? Yes, negative 7 somewhere down here falls in the blue area. So do y'all understand? All of these numbers, you can take any one of these numbers and plug them in for the x and y's, and it will work if they fall in this area. Yay? Slide it. Now, let's look at this here in the yellow. Same thing. What's the first off, what form is this in? Slope what? Slope intercept. So Joe, actually no, Joe, you good with me. Nick, this last number, where am I starting? What's he telling me I'm doing? I'm starting where? On dos? Dos. ¿Dónde? ¿Ye? ¿Aquí o aquí? ¿Abajo? I mean, arriba o abajo? Arriba. Bueno. Very good. Now, this is my what? This is my slope. Let's bring it over here. Telling me I got to do what? What am I going with the slope? I'm going where? The number's positive, so I'm going.
Uno arriba. Y va a la derecha.
Dos.
A la derecha.
A la derecha, dos.
Ajá. Sí,
I'm going arriba, uno.
sí. Y dos a la derecha.
And dos derecho, see. So from here, arriba, uno, dos derecho, point. Arriba, uno, dos derecho, point. You can even do it in reverse to get these points over here. So if you want in reverse, you can go down and left. So you can go down 1 and back 2, dot, down 1, back 2, dot. Now I got the entire thing. Draw the line.
Oh.
Wait, we're not done. We're not done. What does this say? Y is what to it? Y is what? So which way am I shading? Up or down?
Up.
So look, you gotta be coloring it correct. Watch, because it's a very small section. If you color up, we want the area that overlaps yellow and blue. Where does yellow and blue overlap? If you look, yellow and blue I think make green. This small area is our answer. We want where does, remember, we want the area in white where they both overlap. We want this. This will be our area where they both overlap. So, where do they both overlap? If you see, your answer is right here. This is your answer. Just this area.
So you just color it.
That's it. That's the answer. Every number in this small section works for both equations. Every number in the yellow only works for this number. Only number in the blue works for this number. These numbers here, none of these numbers work. They don't have they're not shaded, so none of them work. The yellow works for this. The blues that's down, these numbers in here work for that. And the numbers that they overlap work for both. These areas. So this number 3 and 4 will work for both. 4 y 4 will work for both. Let me know when I can slide. You know why y'all got a graphing paper, right?
Once you find it, you just color it.
No way.
Once you find the area, you color that area in. Your answer is the area in green.
Okay.
Verde. Use color pencils, Jose. Joseph. She used color pencils because the marker's gonna bleed. She used color pencils. The marker's gonna bleed. Alright, slide. Can I erase? Go ahead and get that. I'm only doing, you know what? I'm gonna do the first 2 with y'all. And then y'all gonna do the next 2. And then y'all gonna turn it into me for a grade. And then I'm gonna give y'all an assignment that you're gonna do on the graphic paper. I'm gonna put 4 more on there. Actually, I got a better idea. Can I slide?
Yes, sir.
Yay?
Yes.
P, I can erase this? Diana, I'm good?
Yeah.
Mayor, we good? We gonna pass this thing, man. We gonna get up out of here, I promise. Come on. We got it. I'm gonna switch it up. Diana,
Yes, sir.
top one here. What kind of sign? Can you read this to me correctly?
That's y, and then that's greater than.
You're a genius.
It's solid.
Solid, nice. What I'm talking about. Where do I start this party?
Okay, so the y, it's 2.
Got on 2. Slope is telling me to do what?
Go 5 up and then go 2 to the right.
All right, now I got a question. If I go 5 up, I'm running out of space.
So you're gonna go down 5.
I can go down 5 and do what?
And then go left.
Left 2 now. Because we ran out of space, you can now go down 5, Maria. So we're going to go abajo, 5, and izquierda 2. Should be here. What kind of line am I rocking with?
It's a greater.
What kind of line? Dotted or solid?
Solid.
Solid, nice. And I'm shading where?
Up.
Everything is up. Okay. That was easy. Puentes, you good? You want to try it?
No.
Okay. Where do I start this at? Where do I start it? Just tell me where I start. Where do I start this at? Okay. What kind? Positivo or negativo? Negativo 2. Boom.
Oh, no.
Negativo 2. Time out. Somebody tell me what kind of line is it going to be? Solid. And somebody read this equation to me correctly.
Y is greater or equal to 1.
Yes, sir. Y is greater. So you know we're going to be shading up. You started this party at -2. What's the slope telling you?
Go 1 up until the right.
Up 1 over 2. Up 1 over 2. Up 1 over 2. You can also find that by going down 1 and back 2 to get the other ones. Draw that line out. Which way am I shading? Which way am I shading?
Up.
So I shade everything up. And remember, where's your answer going to be? Where they both overlap. So I'll show you right here. Your answer is where yellow and green interact. So remember, all of this is up. So it's where the yellow and purple meet. Well, we know our purple line cuts here, goes to our yellow line, which cuts there. And we are all right here. All of these numbers in this area here. This is our answer. Right here in the green. Because this satisfies both. Yeah?
Okay.
So, for the next couple minutes, you got to do numbers 3. You got numbers 3 and 4. No phones, no internet. When you're done with 3 and 4, come drop it in the bin. Once you drop it in the bin, you got 15 minutes to do them. 10 minutes to do both questions. That's 5 minutes per question. 3 and 4 is on you. We'll get it graded.